Hello and welcome to the first video in my ethical hacking YouTube tutorial series. And in this video, we are going to download and install VirtualBox, which is a virtualization software we are going to be using to virtualize different operating systems we'll be using throughout the course of this tutorial. And also, we will be downloading and installing Kali Linux, which is the operating system we are going to be using for ethical hacking. So to download VirtualBox, I'm just going to go to the tab here and type in VirtualBox. And I'm just going to go to the first link, virtualbox.org. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to scroll down to download VirtualBox 7.0. Now, once you get here, right, you choose the operating system you are currently using or you are going to host VirtualBox on. I am currently using a Windows machine, so I'm going to click on Windows host. And once I click on that, it should start downloading. And once it's done, it should be in my downloads folder. We'll get to that in a minute, but let's download Kali Linux. But to download Kali, I'm going to go to the tab and write Kali Linux. And I'm going to click on the first link, which pops up, kali.org. And I'm going to just go to download. And you can install an ISO image or a pre-built image. I prefer installing the pre-built images because they don't give me any headaches or hiccups during the installation process and also during the setting up process. One thing I will notice is that whenever I install an ISO image, I have issues resizing the resolution of my virtual machine to fit the screen of my PC. It's normally just a cutout, right? So I've tried everything to resolve it. It never works. The solution I found was to use pre-built images. So I'm going to be using pre-built images in this video. Well, if you want more control over your hardware, you can go for an ISO image, but I'm going to be using a pre-built image for this video. So I'm going to click on the pre-built image, and depending on the architecture of your processor, right, you either use a 64 or if you're using a 64 or a 32-bit, right, you will select the virtualization software you are using. So I'm using a 64-bit Windows machine, so I'm going to click on VirtualBox 64, and VirtualBox is also the virtualization software we are using, right? So I'm going to click on that, and once I click on that, it should start downloading. So once we are done with that, right, we are going to go to our file manager and we are going to go to downloads. Now, I have already installed VirtualBox. I installed it a while ago, right? But once you install yours, it should be the first thing you should see, like in your downloads folder, right? It should just be on top here, the first thing you see, right? But I downloaded my VirtualBox a while ago, so yeah, it's just way down here, right? So to install it, right, I'm gonna double click on VirtualBox, and I'm gonna click yes, and basically it should just install. So once that's done, right, I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go to my search tab here and search for VirtualBox. Let's see here. I'm gonna click on open. Right, it should take a while and it's open, right? So VirtualBox is now open. As you can see, I already have some virtual machines on VirtualBox, right? So to install Kali in VirtualBox, you're gonna click on this new icon here, right? And you're going to give it a name. But I'm gonna give mine Kali. You can name your virtual machine anything. You can give it your name or whatever you want to name it, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to name it Kali. And folder, this is just the folder it's going to be saved in, right? I'm okay with the default folder, but if you're not, you can change that to whatever you want, right? ISO image. We're using an ISO image, right? So we're just gonna leave that blank. Type, we're gonna set Linux, obviously carry Linux, Linux, right? So version, Debian 64. That would be the version, right? We find Debian 64-bit, and I want to click on next, and here I'm gonna select the amount of RAM and CPU count I want to give the virtual machine. So the more RAM and CPU count you give your virtual machine, the faster and more efficient it runs. The amount you are going to leave to the virtual machine will also depend on the amount of RAM and CPU you already have available in your host machine, right? So I'm just gonna give it let's say 3 gigs of RAM. That should be okay, and maybe 3 CPU counts. That's okay. Then next, virtual hard disk. So we're gonna click on use an existing virtual hard disk because, as you remember, we installed previous images, right? So I'll click on this folder here, and I'm going to look for Kali Linux .vdi. We have it here, Kali Linux 2024 VirtualBox AMD64.vdi. That's what I'm looking for. The .vdi, very important. So I'm gonna click on it, and I'll select choose, and that should be all. Next, and yeah, that's all finished. Right, so yeah, you have it. We have our Kali Linux virtual machine set up in our VirtualBox. Right, cool. Now let's run this machine. So to run this machine, I'm going to select it like I've done here, and I'm going to click on this green arrow here, and in a minute it should be booted up. It's currently booting, powering VM is currently booting, and it should be booted up in just a while. Yeah, so I'm gonna maximize this, and as you can see, really in full screen, right? It's not in the full screen mode, it's like in this cut up mode. And I'm gonna show you how to resolve this manually. For those who selected the ISO image, I'm gonna show you how you can resolve that manually. And I'm gonna show you a permanent fix for it, right? So how you can fix this permanently so it always shows full screen, right? So I'm gonna type in my password. The default password for Kali virtual machines is password and username for Kali virtual machines is Kali. So Kali for the username, Kali for the password. So Kali here, and password is also going to be Kali. Now once I type that, I should be in Kali now. So yeah, we are in the Kali Linux operating system working virtually in VirtualBox. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go to the terminal, right? I want to manually set this to full screen resolution. So I'm going to type xrender, right, to see the available resolutions. So these are the available resolutions, but the resolution of my PC is I can't seem to. But yeah, my PC is a 920 by 1080 display. So I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna see xrender -s. I'm gonna copy that. Copy this. Copy selection. And I'm gonna paste it here. Paste clipboard. And voila, I have set it to the full screen resolution. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to update Kali, right? So I'm gonna type in sudo apt update. It's asking me for the password, so I'm gonna type in Kali. Yeah, so it's currently updating Kali, and that should take a few minutes. So as that's updating, I'm gonna minimize it and go to devices and insert guest additional set the images. So remember I told them I'm gonna show you a permanent way to fix the screen resolution issue we you normally have whenever you download Kali. So you're gonna insert guest image and you're gonna install the CD in Kali, and once you do that, right, automatically once you reboot it, it will always come up on full screen. So I'm gonna explain that. So I'm gonna click on insert CD guest image, and once I do that, a disk will appear. I'm gonna click on the disk, I'm gonna open it, and once it's open, I'm going to right click and select open terminal here. And once I do that, I'm going to become root. So it asks me for the password, Kali, and I am now root. I'm going to type in ls, and I'm going to copy this, right? I'm going to copy this, selection, and I'm going to type in sh // and paste it right here. Yeah, so it currently installing guest edition module, right? So it's gonna take a while. Well, do you wish to continue? So I'm gonna type in yes there. To take quite some time, right? And give me some time. Yeah, so once is done, right, I'm just going to reboot this machine, right, so the updates can take effect, right? So I'm going to type in reboot, and it's going to reboot itself so the updates can take effect. And once it starts back up, I'm just going to type in the username, which is Kali, and the password, which is Kali. And as you can see, it's still in this like cutout frame, right? It's not on full screen resolution, and that's a problem of manually setting setting it to full screen resolution in terminal, right? Your settings get lost whenever Kali is rebooted or switched off, right? But now we have installed on VirtualBox guest edition, right? It should automatically turn to full screen. So I'm just going to go to view, right? Going to go to view and type tap auto resize guest display. I want to do that. I'll do that twice. And yeah, as you can see, the Kali Linux virtual machine is now running on the full screen resolution, right? So that is how you can install VirtualBox, install Kali Linux, and set your Kali Linux so it can run on your full screen resolution. Now in the next video, we're going to be going through some of the basic commands in Kali Linux. There is a lot more coming up in this SQL hacking tutorial series, so do subscribe, like, and share this video, and don't miss out on any updates I will be dropping. Thank you.